Hello everyone and welcome to Console Speed Tier 3. My name is Thomas, next to me is Lewis, and we're here in Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix, one of my favorite tracks. So I'm really looking forward to today's race. We've got a dry qualifying session, don't know anything about the race yet, so if anyone can let us know, that would be absolutely lovely. Like I said, Lewis in the commentary box with me once again. Happy you're here with me, mate. How are you doing?
Hello, good evening everyone. Yeah, very well, thanks Thomas. A great race in store at one of the best tracks in the world, Suzuka. Looking forward to it. Do we have a weather update for the race? I would imagine it's dry, the way everyone has gone out. But I could be wrong.
Let's hope. Well, I say let's hope that it stays dry, but it could be some interesting stuff as well if it turns out to be raining in the race. That could be lovely as well. I know definitely that Dan will be hoping for some wet weather today.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously it's a narrow track. The track design originally was a Honda test track. It's still owned by Honda, and test track it is become now this one really, I think, makes it, especially with the S curves and spoon curve, ER, Degner. There's such little corners, and it's old school gravel traps. There's no tarmac other than spoon and on 30R. There isn't any tarmac runoffs. It's all gravel. If you make a mistake like Tivo's has just done, Muzza's just went into the out of second deck.
Yep.
Luckily, didn't retire. Like, he didn't get any wheel damage, but he must have done a 720 spin right there. Not a great start for Muzza.
Nope, definitely not the start of qualifying you hope for. We've got some brilliant news because we have Joe, and he is subscribed for 4 months in a row now. We've got Spot with 6 months in a row now. So you absolutely love to see it. And Matty and Kitten are both in the chat, and they say both dry and dry. So it's gonna be full on dry race as well. Yeah, looking forward how the championship is gonna pan out as well. Of course, last week there was a little break in the season. We had the EU4 and EU3 race, so now it's all about the championship once again. We've got the big title contenders with Ricky here in the front, who is negotiating the final chicane, and we've got Matty Robert, who's coming up to the final chicane now, who is still leading the championship, but by an ever so small margin. I don't know how strong both these guys are around this track, but the fact that Ricky is faster on the mediums than Connor on the softs is already interesting, let's put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. This strategy now is coming into play, and with Ricky doing a lap time on the medium, that's I'm guessing he's not going to start the medium, surely.
I don't know, maybe if his pace is strong enough, then he is going to qualify on those mediums. But from what I know, around this track is pretty straightforward one stop, so I don't think we're going to see any surprises there. As Matty gets past Ricky, he, I think, invalidated the first one, or it was still his out lap. He's definitely on a fast lap now, so let's see if Matty on the softs can at least beat the time of Ricky on the mediums. We see Jay Prentice on the mediums as well with a 127.5. He's 6/10 of Ricky, so that is a little bit showing what the pace is looking like from the Welshman. Let's see what Matty Robo can do. On towards the mighty 130R. I absolutely love that corner, especially these cars where it's just flat out. Just can't imagine riding flat out here. Yeah, the G-forces are like insane. And then the chicane where you can cut quite a lot, but if you cut a little bit too much, it immediately gives you a 5-second time penalty. So you need to watch out for that one. As Matty Robo just about improves on the time of Ricky with 126.8. So yeah, I think Ricky is looking really strong around here.
Yeah, it's good pace by Ricky. It's one of those tracks where the wheel can give you the advantage, I believe, if you're obviously very used to a wheel. And Ricky has had quite a few months now to get used to it. I reckon that it could make the difference. He's really picked up the pace throughout the season, and his consistency now is to that level of what got him back on the controller. You know, think of the battle with it was that Tier 2 season with his teammate. The complete what was it? Matrix, of course.
Matrix.
Yeah, I had a mind blank there. Yeah, Matrix. It was Ricky was really quick, obviously, with the controller, and going onto the wheel, it's taking a bit of time naturally. I feel like now he's not quite at the level he was before with the controller, but consistency, he's much there. He's there now, like, which he didn't quite have in the first half of the year and in the previous season.
Yeah, it's been quite a big change for Ricky to go from pad to steering wheel. He had last season in Tier 3 as well, where he definitely at the end of the season showed some great pace. We all expected him to be on top of the table from the beginning, really, from round 1. That definitely wasn't the case. He had some startup problems, was a little bit of a diesel, had to sort of get into the rhythm, but definitely since, I would say, round 8, 9, round 10 mark, that's definitely where he was showing his pace. He looked really strong, really decent, and yeah, it's turning out to be a great season for him, as we see in Alpha Tauri through the hairpin onto the grass. He's letting Ray Snipes and Ferrari go through. Ray Snipes is on a quick lap right now. We know he's strong during the qualifying sessions, as Kelswag puts in a 126.7. Kelswag through Spoon now. Let's see what the Racing Point can do.
Yeah, the Racing Point looking. We got Rage coming up to 130R flat out. 194 mile an hour, 195. Before braking heavily into they call it the triangle chicane, or is it the Casio triangle, I think they call it?
Yeah, I definitely reckon both names. I will look it up. As Ray Snipes puts in a 26.6, so he improves on Kelswag's time. Kelswag and Ray Snipes both really good friends as well, so they will love to see it. Connell puts his Williams up into P6. Good to see him doing a qualifying once again. He missed out on a few of them. Charlie is back as well. Tested his connection 2 weeks ago. He moved places and he is all good to go now. So he will be very happy to be back in his red car.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rage once again showing that form in Russia was no fluke, although he had quite the gap. Yeah, he was really good in Russia. But around here, making the difference. Now Ricky is on the soft, so I'll be interested to see Ricky. He's coming up to 130R on his outlap and getting through the pack. So what can Ricky do? The soft should be, what, 7/10 quicker? 5/10 quicker around here?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I think something like that should be possible.
Either he had an absolute bonkers of a medium run, you know, or the ultimate run, or he's about to shatter people's dreams here.
I know Japan is really in favor of the people who use a wheel, especially through the S's, of course, as Charlie puts in a 127.4 on mediums. So that's definitely helping him through sector 1, but there he is, off into the grass as he loses it coming out of the second S's. And that is his set of soft tires completely out of the window, because they've got flat spots everywhere. Oh, and by the way, I looked it up and it is indeed the Casio triangle last chicane. So that's some great knowledge from Mr. Round there.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I thought I heard it saying before the Casio triangle. I don't know why it's called that, because it's a chicane, but oh well. Ricky's still going along the gravel trap. He's doing a bit of rallying right now.
Yeah,
I liked your analogy earlier of him being a diesel, a bit like a diesel.
Yeah, it's just like sort of getting into the rhythm, get used to everyone around you, because To be honest, we had quite a few new people in Tier 3 at the start of Tier 3. And as well through the first couple of rounds was definitely new people getting in and other people going to either different division or just leaving console speed. Seeing all those names now, the last couple of weeks it's been quite similar. Not a lot of people did leave, so that plays a factor as well, because sometimes you just don't know what to expect from someone. So that's playing a factor as well. Jay Prentice gets a little bit of slipstream from his brother GC in front, so that's some great teamwork from the McLaren garage through Casillo. And now on to the start finish straight. What is Jay Prentice gonna do on the softs? He puts it up into P6, 127.0. Is he gonna return the favor for his brother? No, he's not. He goes out of the way.
And Ricky pits, as expected. There's no point doing another lap on those heavily worn softs. He'll have one more. Well, in theory, he could do another two, but I don't think he's got the time on his side to do two further runs. But it will give him a free bet off the soft tyre if he needs it for the race. At the moment, he would be starting this race on the medium, which isn't necessarily in P5 a bad place to be in. So he's still, although he had an off, it's not terrible. However, there are quite a few guys that are only within a tenth of a second of his lap, so he could fall. He's got to have to go and do another soft run because he's under threat from being dropped. Potentially he could be dropped a couple more places. Really, if you're outside the first couple rows, three rows, it's going to be difficult to be challenging for the win. So definitely going to go out, and he is. He's already coming out of the pits, unless that's his teammate Charlie.
Now Charlie is still in, or Ricky as well it shows, so don't know yet. But yeah, like you said, the margins are so close, especially in this tier. And with this track as well, it's not really providing overtake. Like sector 1 is almost impossible to make an overtake unless you've got DRS on the start finish straight. Same goes on for the little straight after Spoon. But if the car in front of you gets DRS as well, then it's definitely going to be a real struggle to get past. So being on those mediums, it gives you the advantage of being on a quicker tire at the end of the race. But it will be a really big struggle to get past the soft runners in front, especially if you got the likes of Ray Snipes and Matty Robbo in front of you. They easily have the pace to pull away and create the gap they need to come back on those medium tires. So it's a aggressive, interesting strategy, but it's not always paying out, especially not around the track where it's really hard to overtake.
Yeah, Matty had a real scrappy run there on those softs and straight away pitted. He has just about got time on his side. Obviously it takes a bit of time for him to get into the garage and then come out of the garage, but 2 minutes 40 left. Just about now. Everyone in the pits, not many people out. Hilly's doing a couple of laps on softs. You've got Charlie just starting a lap, and Jizzy cutting the triangle. Charlie's just started his lap now.
Okay, then we can firstly focus on Charlie, and after that we switch to Kelsey, because he is about to start his lap as well. So you absolutely love to see it. Two cars at this point trying to improve on their flying lap, as slowly everyone is starting to go out for their final lap with only 2 more minutes on the clock. Time is ticking. Charlie through sector 1. Oh, and he invalidates, running wide, coming out of turn 7, I think that is. Let me have a little look. No, it's not, that's turn 9 actually. Apologies. So that's his lap over. Hopefully for him, he's got enough fuel in the car to set another lap, because I don't think he will have time enough to set another lap. And the same goes on for Kelsey actually. He invalidated as well. So both guys invalidated their lap times, and hopefully for both of them, they can still do a second run.
Absolutely, I think hopefully got enough fuel to do a second run, because if the clock's correct for us, they're not going to be able to go in the pits and do a fresh set. So Charlie I mean, he's not saving his ERS, so that indicates to me he's just going to go in the pits. Got a number of people on out laps.
I think Jasek is... Yep, he is improving by almost 5/10. That will bring him up to about P6. If he can improve even more, he's maybe gonna get past Ricky and Matty Robbo. Let's see what he can do through sector 3 and onto the line he goes. With the DRS enabled, runs out of ERS. Oh, but he improves to only P8. And knowing Jasek and knowing his pace, I don't think he will be particularly happy with that one.
Absolutely not. It's not. People, and this is the thing with this track. It's very easy to make a mistake. It's narrow. There is no tarmac runoff. You make the mistakes. That's it. It's game over. And particularly in a quali lap. So yeah, it's showing. Really important that you're able to get any lap time, any of those runs where you can nail it are crucial.
Yep, definitely. I'm on board with Cygate now. He's currently in P15. Is he improving through sector 2? We will have to wait and see until he has passed Spoon Curve. Let's see, through the hairpin now he goes. Onto the little straight where you can go for moves during the race. You will have to use a lot of ERS to make it happen, but it is an overtaking possibility through Spoon Curve now. Onto the second DRS straight. There is yellow as well, as there is a Williams in front who's going slow. He uses a little bit of slipstream, gets past and goes through 130R now. He is improving by 3/10 at least at this point through the lap. That will mean he is about to go maybe even inside the top 10. Let's see how good his sector 3 is looking like. Through the Casio triangle onto the start finish straight as Saike puts in 127.4. We go to both Alfa Romeos now, as Matty is the one leading, with Dan following close behindly. Let's see, is Matty Robbo improving for sector 2? Yes, he is by half a second. That is looking promising for Matty, who is provisionally on pole position if it stays like this. Through the last couple of turns, is Matty Robbo gonna put his Alfa Romeo on pole position?
Surely, it looked tidy. It looked tidy.
Yes, it is.
He lost a bit of time in that final sector. Could have been even bigger. It might catch him out. As Connell goes in.
And Ricky invalidated. So Ricky drops down to P6 and he's gonna stay P6 and starting on mediums. Rage takes pole position. Jay Prentice now goes on to the line. Is he gonna improve? Yup, he is. He drops Ricky down to P7.
And the only one left is Charlie.
Charlie, and he is a 10th up. So he can maybe get past Hilly. No, he's not. Stays with 127.4 on the mediums, but he can choose whatever tire you want to start on. But this is your grid for today's race. Rage Snipes on pole position with 125.8. That's a big gap to Connell. That is 6/10 to P2.
Massive.
That's massive.
Rage just found a new system, a new level in pace.
Yeah, through quali, he is amazing. Because where was it? It was Russia, yeah, where he was dominating quali as well. And when we talked to him through the interviews, he said like, yeah, I felt really confident about today's race. Didn't think I was gonna lose the win, anything like that. And he's just showing it once again that his pace is looking really strong. Connell brilliantly to put his Williams up into P2. Matty will be happy with P3. Justin P4. Jay Prentice P5 will be happy as well. Chaos to P7. Ricky will be, I think, a little bit disappointed on the mediums in P7. Jasek P8, Dan P9, and Kitten in P10. Really good for him. Hilly P11, Charlie P12, Saiga P13, Massa P14, Jesse P15, Blaze P16, and Thibaut rounding off the grid in P17.
Very interesting then that Ricky obviously is going to be a top. It's very unusual you see a top 10 driver get in the top 10 with a medium tyre. We don't normally see this. So him be on the alternate strategy, it shakes things up. And if you're going to start P7, I'd rather, and you're challenging for the win, I guess I'd rather want to be on a different strategy, because it just shakes things up. If you started P7 on the soft, he'd be at the same pace as everyone else, and with this track being difficult to overtake on, it opens up for him now. He'll have clean space up ahead, and the second half of the race, he's going to be battling through.
Yeah, definitely. It will all be the case of how good Ricky his start is and how easily he can get through the field. If he's got that particular pace advantage, then it shouldn't be a problem. But like I mentioned, if you're running the same race pace and the car in front of you gets DRS as well, then it will be a big struggle for Ricky to get through the field. And I don't think his advantage on starting on those mediums is gonna pay out. To inform you guys watching, the points difference between Matty and Ricky is 4 points. I repeat, 4 points. So Matty in P3 now, Ricky in P7. It's not looking good for Ricky, and Matty will be very happy if it stays like this. If not, that Matty can improve. We will have to wait and see. After 27 laps, we will know how the championship is gonna continue on. Robert in P3 isn't unfortunately here. Rage Snipes in P4 is looking really strong to take the P3 from Robert. In fact, if Rage Snipes wins this race, he is gonna take P3 in the championship. So definitely a lot to play for still in the championship. Let's actually get the detail up on screen, because we've got Ricky, of course, on those mediums, Hilly on the mediums, Mazda on the mediums, and Pure Blades on the mediums. The rest of the grid is all on the softer type.
Yeah, that's it. So, and obviously Robert not being able to, or not being in this race today, yes, it could be big points taken out off that gap, and Rage, they say, moving to P3, but it depends. Has he got that same sort of advantage in race pace as he does in quali?
He showed it at Russia that it was definitely the case that he had the same pace, because we saw Ricky trying to get past every single time to make sure Rage Snipes wasn't pulling away. But after the pit stops, after the overcut from Rage Snipes, it definitely made sure that, or was it the undercut from Rage Snipes? Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, after the pit stops, Rage Snipes had the crucial 1 second gap to Ricky, and after that he just pulled away and nobody was able to catch him. So unless a safety car comes out, I think it will be the same case here today. But yeah, we have to wait and see. But I think if you give Rage Snipes that 1 second window, he is gonna fly away with this one.
Agreed. So here we go, lining up for the grid. And this one always, it's a tricky one, Spoon, because Spoon turn 1, because the entry into it is fast, but because you haven't really got any room to move about, it can get a bit tasty. And will we see some fireworks?
We will see a lot of side-by-side battling, I think, through turn 1 and 2, and maybe through the S even more. So people have to watch out. Think about that it is the first lap. You can't win the race on lap 1. That's what these guys need to remember. We've got to focus on the 5 red lights for today's Grand Prix here in Japan. It's the 30th of November, the last day of November, Nick. We start the lovely month of December. 5 red lights and away we go here in Japan. It's a good start from Rage Snipes, a good start from Connell as he is taking the lead. Brilliant start from Connell in the Williams, and Matty follows in P4. Good start from Jay Prentice as well, who moves himself up into P4 as Justin and no, it's Kelsweg and Dan going side by side, but Kelsweg gets in front of Dan. Ricky drops all the way down to P9, who's now just about in front of his teammate.
Yeah, Ricky didn't get a good shot. He was hanging right around the outside of turn 1, almost off the track. Very conservative, maybe because of the lack of grip. And yeah, he's lost places. Not what he wanted. He ideally at least wanted to stay in P7. But we've got the work to do, but it's still very early. And here we look to try and get past Kitten. So he is, go down the inside of the hairpin. It's going to be a lovely move, he squeezes him out, which he does.
Kitten with a little bit on the grass, and Charlie is gonna take advantage of it as well. So both Ferraris win a place through the hairpin. There's Ricky up into P8, Charlie up into P9. As Saigate and Jacek are battling. Saigate gets past Jacek. Pushes himself up into P11. Is this Charlie going for the move? This is Charlie going for the move, in fact. So that's Charlie up into P8. Brilliant slipstream from Charlie. And I don't know if these guys are in a party together, but I don't think Ricky is particularly happy with this one.
Charlie's faster and got the pace. He's not going to hold Ricky up. So there's no point in Ricky defending position. So Charlie faster, Charlie's made the move. If he does hold him up, then that'll change. One thing that Ricky has on his upside is the guys around him on those softs, they're not brand new softs. So they're not going to be massively quicker, and very quickly he's had the upper hand. Strategy wise, it would be medium to hards, wouldn't it? Could you get what you...
No, I think he should be able to pull off a medium soft strategy, to be honest. I think that's definitely what Ricky is going to go for. Seeing that these guys will probably do a soft medium. But yeah, we will see if these guys pit and they put on the medium tires, then we definitely know that it is going to be soft medium or medium soft strategy. If these guys are going to go for the hards, then it's going to be very interesting to see if Ricky is going to put on a soft tire or the hard tire. We're going to focus now onto the battle for the lead, as Connell is still leading the way in front of Rage Snipes. Connell with a brilliant start as always. He is very likely to gain positions on the starts, and he is showing it once again. But normally he has to start from like P17, P16. Now he had to start from P2, and he takes P1 in this race immediately. But Rage Snipes is so close to the back of the Williams. Is he gonna go for the move down the inside? Rage Snipes is gonna go for the move down the inside. Locks up both front tires as Dan retired. What happened to Dan? 130R accident, virtual safety car as well. So Rage Snipes made the crucial move to get past Connell, who can now lead this way and has the virtual safety car to defend himself. Psyche is immediately in.
Is this wing change?
Oh, Rage Snipes, 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flag, so it wasn't in time.
Oh. So there we go. So crucial, a massive twist in this championship race here. And Tebow hitting as well. So they're all taking advantage of the VSC and going onto the hards. That's what Cygate was thinking.
Yep.
Cygate went too quick into the pit lane and he got a 5-second stop go. So as we go back to green.
Go back to green. Oh, Cygate picks up his right through penalty as well for speeding under the virtual safety car. Oh no, that's Blades, who's off. He lost it coming out of the final S's, who's now got his teammate behind as well. He moves out of the way. Blades drops all the way down to P15. But yeah, Rage Snipes is now leading the way. He did it with an illegal overtake. According to the game, we can't judge it, so he probably is gonna send that one in and let it checked by the stewards. But for now, Rage Snipes is leading the way, and Matty has to defend from Jay Prentice behind. We know Jay Prentice is always keen on running a low down for a setup, so he should be strong on the straight. Is he strong enough to go down the inside of Medrobo? No, he's not. He's probably gonna save it when he gets the DRS. Problem is, Matty will get DRS from Conway from.
Now the problem also for Rage, he's going to have to do that 5 seconds in his pit stop and this submit the second half of the race.
Yep.
Oh, we got yellow in second two. So yeah, Rage, no matter
again.
what. Yeah, overcook and wing damage. So no matter what, Rage is going to have to do that penalty. He's going to have to do it. And he's not pulling away from Connell either.
Nope, he's not pulling away. I thought that Rage Snipes was gonna easily pull away from this one.
It's like he's spared in the pin lane again, sorry.
Yeah, that's his drive-through penalty, I reckon.
Well, he's just got another penalty for...
Oh, for speeding into the pits. Oh, that's really unfortunate. And Charlie is in as well, and he goes onto the hard tire. That moves Ricky. Yeah, that's really interesting. But that moves Ricky up into P7, but he lost the DRS to Kelsuswek in front, so he needs to do his absolute best to get within that 1 second window. Otherwise, I think the top 6 is gonna pull away until the soft tires getting worse and worse. It's 1.2 seconds now as they go through spoon curve, and I think Ricky is not gonna have any DRS on this straight.
My thinking with Charlie doing this strategy is he's held up with the guys ahead. He had the advantages with, he had fresh softs. So that's where he had the advantage, that's why he had so much pace. But obviously he felt like he couldn't get by because of the DRS train. So he's going for a completely different strategy of getting clean air, putting on the hards, trying to get ahead. As looks like Cygate's maybe.
Oh, that's Blades retiring through the S's once again. That's not his happy part of the track. and he creates a virtual safety car. Everyone apart from Thibaut is already past start finish, so no one is gonna gain an advantage from it.
Now, another little break here before we get going again.
Yeah.
And this slightly helps the soft tyres.
Yeah, it's not really in favor of Ricky, who, because this virtual safety car is, like you said, allowing the soft runners to go maybe a lap longer, as we saw a virtual safety car earlier on in this race. Crucial to mention, Connell was outside of the 1 second window before the virtual safety car, so unless he can manage it absolutely perfect, he should be still outside of the 1 second window, but he is within 7 tenths now. 8 tenths. And we've got green light again, 1.2 seconds. I think Ray Snipes timed it absolutely perfect, because Connell is now outside of the 1 second window. And look at this, Jay Prentice and Matty are going side by side through 130R. Michael Schumacher and Alonso style, but Matty gets in front before 130R. So he remains in P3, but he needs to watch out, because he is outside of the 1 second window as well.
Yeah, blast that outfit, look, he's got lots in store. Some reserve, and he's just using it. And if anything, Jay Prentice.
Oh, we've got Connell into the pits. Connell had enough of those soft tires. Is Connell gonna pit for mediums, or is he gonna pit for softs? Let's see.
He's gone for... not neither. He's just gone through the pits.
Did he get a
No.
drive-through penalty?
I'm sure he'd never drive through.
He must have had a penalty, because it shows that he's still on 5 lap old softs. I completely missed that.
He must have had a drive. It must have been a very late drive-through, maybe from the BSC. That's the only thing I can think. I didn't spot it. I saw that Jizzy had one, but I didn't. Yeah, I didn't spot that with him. So either there's a massive glitch in the game, or he got a drive-through. I'm guessing from that BSC, because he definitely didn't have a drive-through.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can imagine, that he got a drive-through penalty because of the last virtual safety car. But I didn't see it popping up on screen. So if someone in the chat did spot it, then please let us know, because I didn't see it, and Lewis didn't see it either. So.
I didn't see it.
But yeah, for now, let's focus on to the race and look at this. Ray Snipes put away 3 seconds from Matty in front. If he can extend this gap a little bit more, then he should cover his 5 second time penalty, which he picked up by an illegal overtake on Connell. Matty Robo should be able to defend from Jay Prentice behind him again, as we got a lovely helicopter view. You absolutely love to see it. Matty stays in front, so that's all good. And yeah, he is just forming a big DRS train behind, who goes all the way down to just about Ricky, but he is on the edge. He is pushing to get within the 1 second window. Kitten just can't follow the pace, but I think he will be very happy to see that he is in P7. It's looking really good for the Haas driver, together with his team, actually both replacements and both in the points, so that's really good for them.
Yeah, really good. So far, still very early days, lap 7 of 27. And already Rage almost, he's only a second and a half away from making up for that 5 second penalty they'll have to take very shortly. So he's just starting to romp away on those softs. Looking very comfortable on the onboards, nice and smooth. That racing point looking very good once again.
Yellow through sector 2. Oh, that's Jizzy and a safety car. This is perfect timing for the guys on the softs.
Not great for Ricky. I mean,
definitely not great for Ricky. He will be. Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I think that is probably the best shout.
Yeah, because you can't, you can only control what's going on now. You could try and risk it and think there'll be another safety car later on. It could be, but you can't control that.
Race is in, Matty is in, Jay Prentice is in, Justin is in, Kelsa Swag goes in as well, and he's holding up Ricky because he has to leave a little bit of a gap to his teammate in front. It's really unlucky that both Red Bull drivers are so close together. Ricky indeed puts on the hard tire. That I think is probably the best choice.
This one doesn't help Rage. Obviously, I mean, the safety car period here, He
Yeah, because of the 5
he was able to
seconds.
close up. Yeah.
Yeah. So he is now in P4,
Yeah.
which would have been P1 if not with that penalty. So he loses 3 positions in the pits. Could have been worse because Kelsweg got held up and Ricky as well. So that's good for Rage, still being in P4 and seeing his pace. He is looking really strong, as well as the fact that Matty and Jay Prentice are both on hards, while Justin and Rage are on mediums.
Interesting, isn't it? Obviously, they feel like it's a little bit too early, and they feel the medium won't last. But yeah, Justin and Rage are going to have dramatically more pace in the beginning. Ricky obviously had to go on the hards because there's no way it's either hards or softs. So all the guys that started on mediums have gone on the hards. That makes sense. But yeah, Matty and Jane, that's an interesting strategy. Will it pay off later on?
We've got Tish in the chat, and it was Elliot Rache who sent in the question: can you make it to medium? Can you make it on mediums from here till the end? And Tish said, no, you can't. Anyone who went on mediums will make a 2-stop.
Right.
If Tichy is saying the truth, then we will see Justin and Ray Schneider who still have to make another pit stop together with Kitten, together with Kelsweg. But I don't really think that is gonna happen, to be brutally honest.
Well, you don't think they're going to go for the second stop?
I don't think they're gonna go for the second stop now.
I mean, it's either way. It's a case of, because I just remember this track from previous races to get the soft to medium strategy. You normally have to make it to lap sort of like lap 10, lap 11, don't you? If I remember rightly.
Yeah, but the safety car will probably come in around lap 9 or 10. So that's only 1 more lap or 2 more laps, in fact. And I think you should be able to manage that one. I don't think... Here, look at this. Yeah. So you should be able to still make it on mediums.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But I can't remember that tire wear was an issue around here. So if that hasn't changed, we should prepare more for these kind of races. We're always talking about strategy, and we don't really know until really the end of the race which is the best strategy.
I don't know what you're on about, Thomas. We're in some pros. Yeah, I think from what I remember anyway, it's going to be they're obviously going to try and hang it out. There's no way to go with 2-stop. They are going to be a bit shaky with those mediums towards the end. The hards are going to be very level pace. They're going to be doing the same pace the whole way now. Might even slightly improve. But yeah, those mediums towards the end, it's going to be a bit of a struggle. But, like you say, they haven't really pushed it in this last lap, so in actual fact, it should be quite a bit easier for them.
Yeah, one thing we know is that Ricky's advantage on starting on the harder tires completely out of the window now. He is on the same strategy as Matty and Jay Prentice, who are leading the way. You can still see those guys only just generate snipes in between them. Matty will be very happy to be leading the way, and his hearts together with Jay Prentice will be quicker and quicker, while Justin Rage Snipes will slowly start to drop in lap time. So that's something positive, as long as Matty and Jay Prentice can keep those 2 medium runners behind. It should only give them an advantage coming towards the end of the race. But if Rage Snipes gets away from these guys early on in the race, I think it will be a big struggle for these guys to keep up with them.
Safety car is in this lap. So here we go. Updates from Dan.
Matty's gonna get the race on the radio again. We've seen 2 virtual safety cars before, now a full course safety car, but we're good to go and get racing once again. Through the Castillo Triangle we go, and I think this is the time for Matty to push, as it is green, green, green. Let's go racing, boys! As he goes through start finish now, as he is about to start lap 10 of 27. And it's been a really good restart from Matty, who's got Jay Prentice behind, Justin in P3, Ray Snipes in P4, and Ricky remains in P5. So nothing major happened there. And is that Charlie going into the pits? That is Charlie going into the pits, so something must have happened with him.
Yeah, we'll just see if it's a wing change. I mean, it was a wing change. Yeah, I'm very surprised at that. But yeah, it's a very spaced out restart. Yeah, the field they're not all nose to tail. So yeah, Ricky out. Yeah, being on the harder tyre in the first stint is once again on the harder tyre for the second stint, and raged all over the back of Justin, and Justin is on the back of Jay Prentice.
Yep,
I think hard to get the temperature.
Yeah, Matty will be very happy to see Jay Prentice in between him and those medium runners, because this is the point now where Matty can push to the absolute limit and get away that crucial 1 second before the cars behind will get DRS on the next lap. So not on lap 11, should be getting it on lap 12 if I'm not mistaken. 7 tenths it is between him and Jay Prentice, but that gap is slowly dropping down, and Jay Prentice is using a little bit of his ERS, but he has to, because he's got to defend from Justin and Rage Snipes behind. Ricky, crucially enough, is almost outside of the 1 second window once again.
Yeah, he's struggling. You know, considering the top two guys on hards who think Ricky will be able to stay on the same pace. Right now, yeah, just not working those hards quite as good. You've got another lap, no DRS, and then it will be activated. And there's only one DRS zone around here. Again, so it's very easy to, it's actually quite easy to defend. So we've got yellow in sector 1.
That is Mazda going into the pits. Is he gonna retire, or is he... No, he's pitting for a fresh set of soft tires. That's interesting. He continues on his race.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I'll see that stop again.
I completely missed it, but I think Rage Snipes made a mistake. Ricky got passed to P4, who's now 1.1 seconds behind Justin. Rage Snipes 1.2 seconds now behind Ricky, and Kitten is looking really promising to take P5 from Rage Snipes. Rage Snipes must have made a mistake, can't be anything else.
That must have been the yellow. Surely that must have been the yellow.
Ooh, good shout as well, yeah.
Yeah. Blizzard wouldn't have got issues, because Blizzard just went for an all pit stop. Yeah, maybe a little off in the S curve, in the S's. And yeah, P5 now, so it's all falling apart. So far, but there's still a long way to go.
Still a very long way to go, we're not even halfway through the race. And we've already seen a lot of action. We're gonna focus on the battle for the podium with Jay Prentice still in P2. He's holding on to the DRS of Matty, which gets enabled now, so Jay Prentice can use the DRS from this lap onwards, and Justin is gonna enjoy this as well. Ricky closed in to the cars in front. 8 tenths now is the gap, which is still a second to Rage Snipes in P5. So Ricky found some pace, and he's definitely showing it right now.
Yeah, those hards doing good, to be fair. Justin, although close behind Jay Prentice, maybe now that DRS is coming in, so they're coming in now, and Jay Prentice hovering on that 1 second, he might get away with it. If Justin can get in DRS, if Jay Prentice loses DRS, Justin's going to be right in the thick of it, because he's right there with him.
Yeah, I think we've already come to the point now where Jay Prentice is going to lose DRS, because it's 1.1 seconds. So unless Jay Prentice is going to burn all of his ERS, he won't be able to get back within that 1 second window, and that should open up the way for Justin to get past the McLaren.
Yeah, so here we go then.
Nope, it's not going to be DRS for Jay Prentice.
Yeah, at the moment, unless he just wait a minute, he is using that ERS massively to get into that. There you go. Smart thinking.
Look at Ray Snipes going for the move down the inside. Ricky closes the door, but Ray Snipes holds it around the outside. He pushes him wide. That's costing Ricky some crucial time, with Ray Snipes going for a very opportunistic move. Fair play, he has all the right to, because he needs to make those mediums work.
Ricky is a very street smart driver there, defending it well. Rage trying to catch him out, but he wasn't so easy to get through like Connell. Connell left the door open. Ricky, no, I'm keeping this place. And Jay Prentice, yeah, he did use a lot of DRS, but still got a bit left. Whilst Matty, obviously the one with the most here, hovering around 60%, 65. Matty has got the reserves if he needs them.
Yeah, Matty is in a really confident position right now. Well, Justin is probably getting frustrated lap by lap because he just can't get past J. Prentice in front, who is outside of the DRS window once again. And we're getting to the time now where J. Prentice won't have any DRS to defend with at this point in the race. Look at this, he's on 40%. Is he gonna burn it off, or is he just gonna give up and giving the place to the Red Bull behind? Let's see, Justin is closing in and closing in and closing in down the inside of 130R, and that is job done for the Dutchman, who gets past J. Prentice and moves himself up into P2. Now let's see what his pace is looking like compared to Matty. Is he gonna close in? He needs to make those mediums work right now, and he can make it work through sector 1.
Yeah, Ricky crucially once again getting DRS. Rage not able to attack, and this is the DRS train. We have Justin wheeling up now, just needs to catch Matty in passive and hope that the tyres don't wear too dramatically, as we've got a yellow in sector 2, and that is Muzza.
That is Mazza losing it coming out of the spoon curve, but he's on the way once again.
Matty still keeping on, but this sector's where the medium's going to be much quicker.
Yep.
In these slow traction zones coming out the hairpin bend now.
Yeah, Justin closed in 4/10 through sector 1 and a little bit through sector 2. So he is definitely using his mediums to the absolute best, and I think this is Mazza retiring in the pits. He's given up on this race, unlucky for him, but he's got another go on Thursday for AU4. Little plug.
There you go. Love that. So here we go. Rage using his ERS. He's got none of it left. Ricky there will be on it. He'll know. He knows what to expect. If I was Ricky, I'd be shutting the door here, because here comes Rage down the inside.
But down the inside, and it's the same scenario like 2 laps ago. Oh, it's close. Oh! Rage Snipes almost lost the exit, and this is allowing Kitten to maybe make a move. Down the inside he goes.
Oh, and Buzz's car's coming out. Here we go. No. I mean, Rage's got no ERS left, so he hasn't been very strategic in this. He's been very aggressive, and it's going to make it really hard for him to overtake people now, because he's just got no energy compared to people around him.
Nope, he needs to probably wait for his battery to slowly charge, and I think at the point where he will be at 40% he can think about making some overtakes once again, because being this low on ERS will definitely hurt you in your top speed. But he's still using ERS to think about going a move. Well, Ricky down the inside once again, maybe through the chicane, but he has to do it somewhere else, because Ricky knows what Rage Snipes' plan is looking like, and he's just defending it every single lap.
He's doing it again, he's on the overtake, he's going to look for a move into Spoon here, and Ricky's just so just smart. And the thing is, Rage has just got no power to be able to, even if he uses overtake now, there's no ERS. Ricky also can't afford to lose too many places. In fact, Ricky's got no ERS either.
No, because he had to use it to defend from Rage Snipes. So both him and Rage Snipes are low on ERS, while J. Prentice is still on 40%. So he's doing a good job to save a little bit of ERS in the process, and he's burning it now on a start-finish straight, which is allowing Ricky to not close in enough to make a move down towards turn 1, because he has to stay in P4 for now.
Yeah, and this is why it's so crucial to keep the ERS during this race. You just can't make your way through this field. We're in that 1 DRS zone. If the guy ahead of you's got that DRS energy installed, it doesn't matter what, rear wing open, it doesn't matter. And right now, Ricky and Rage are suffering with a power shortage.
Going on board with Justin now, the Dutchie in the Red Bull, who is closing in even more on Matty in front. He is saving a little bit of ERS, he's burning it now to get a little bit close to Matty Robert to maybe think about a move on towards 130R. If I was him, I would just do it on the start finish straight. but we saw him doing the same move on Jay Prentice, so he knows it can work around here. Puts it up into overtake once again. He's burning it off like no tomorrow. Is he gonna go for the move down the inside? He's closing it more and more and more and more and more. Brilliant helicopter view. He has to go the long way around. Is he gonna go the long way around? He is gonna go, which will turn into the inside now. They go side by side through the last turn. But Matty defends brilliantly. But Justin will get the DRS now. And I think that is Justin getting past. What a brilliant move from Justin. And Rage Snipes gets up into P4.
Yeah, but he pushed Ricky off the track and Ricky is fighting him back. This could be nasty. Oh, and Rage Snipes gets 3-second penalty for running wide. Fair play. Ricky has got back through. He can't afford to, especially with Matty ahead of him. He can't afford to be losing any more places in this race. As, that's showing Ricky's grit and determination here, and Rage is getting flustered. You can see his aggressive moves.
Yep, and this is the battling between Ricky and Rage Snipes is allowing Kitten to stay within that 1 second. It's looking really good for him as well. The Haas driver in P6. Jay Prentice has to leave a little bit of the gap to the two cars in front, which is no shame. He will be very happy with the P3, and because Ricky and Rage Snipes are battling that hard, he is actually outside of the 1 second window once again. So nothing to worry about for him. If I was him, would just save as much of ERS as possible, because Ricky will get within that 1 second anyway. It will be a matter of time before he's within that 1 second. So just save as much of ERS as possible, because Ricky has to burn it all off to defend from Rage Snipes behind. As long as you've got 20% more ERS than the car behind, there's nothing to worry about. You can defend every single lap.
Yeah. You just got that way more power.
Exactly.
And even Rage now. Rage has got DRS. He's catching Ricky, but he's going to run out of straight. Ricky knows it. Oh, he had a little thing there. But you just can't do a move there. Like, that's just not possible. And Ricky will be happy that he didn't get taken out there, because that would have had massive ramifications for the championship. But, yeah, all Rage running a bit deep here, and he has to back out. Yeah, Rage, he's getting frustrated because he knows he should be at the front right now, waltzing this, but it just shows you how hard it is to overtake round here, especially when you blow up all your ERS though, to be fair. Yeah, it wasn't smart.
Yep.
ERS this early in the race, still got 9 laps to go.
Yeah, big point for the guys who still have to race. Save your ERS, you see how crucial it is around here.
Yeah. This is the big thing with this game now. Because you can't be able to save your ERS as efficiently as you could before, you've got to be smart. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You've got to be strategic. And if people are going to get past you at the beginning of the race because they're using their ERS, let it be. If it's a case where you can afford to lose it, not right at the beginning, but in there's certain situations, if you feel like I don't really want to get my ERS down to this level right now, then don't. It's sort of have it for later on the race to really attack. When everyone else is running low, have that installed, and it'll give you the opportunity to make moves.
Yeah, definitely, because we can see now Rage Snipes and Ricky are so busy fighting each other that they don't have enough ERS to cut past Jay Prentice in front, who is still managing to keep his McLaren in P3. He is doing a brilliant job so far, and the mediums of Rage Snipes will get worse and worse, so his lap times will slowly start to drop off.
Will Justin's a second just ahead of DRS zone. When will it be that the hards will become the faster tyre again?
I reckon it will be around the mark of lap 23, lap 24, where the mediums will definitely start to lose grip, and well, the hards will get quicker and quicker. So Justin still got a little bit of grip left to pull away from Matty as much as possible. 1.2 seconds it is now, and I don't think Matty is gonna get within that 1 second window before the start finish straight. So that should allow Justin to get away even more, and it will be the case for him or not picking up any penalties, and the win should be his.
Yeah, so here we go. Ricky, and again, this has got no ERS. They can't catch Jay Prentice, they can't pass him.
Nope. And because Ricky can't get past Jay Prentice up front, Ray Snipes can't get past Ricky in P4. Kitten now, crucially enough, dropped outside of that 1 second window, and he's got Connell behind 1.6, 1.7 and it is now. Connell is slowly starting to close in. Connell on the hards, Kitten on the mediums, so we can keep an eye out for that battle as well, because that will get very interesting towards the end of the race.
I think Connell's got some pace here. He's got through without us noticing. He's up to P7 now. He was around P10, P9 at the restart. So he's got a couple of places. And now, yeah, looking very good. In that P7 position, 1.5 off Kitten. Really going aggressively, taking these corners. Super aggressive. He hasn't got much ERS though. So again, he's another one who's going to really struggle. But Ricky's closer now to Jay Prentice than he's ever been. He's right there.
Ricky's right there, and I think this is about time that we can see Ricky going for the move, but look how close Ray Snipes is as well. Can we see maybe a double overtake into turn 1? Jay Prentice using all of his ERS, but is it gonna be enough, or is Ricky gonna go for the move? Jay Prentice moves towards the inside. Ricky has to go the long way around, and he can't make it happen. Switch back, nope. Jay Prentice defends brilliantly, so he remains in P3 for now.
Yeah, and Ricky ended up with 0 ERS. Oh, Jay Prentice lost it! He's lost the back end! And will that be, has he hit the wall, or is he okay? Oh no, for Jay Prentice, it's all gone wrong.
Oh, and he loses it again. Burnt tires, and that's your race completely over. He's in last place now. What a shame for Jay Prentice. He was also in such a good position.
Now, if you're Ricky, you're a bit doomed. You would have liked to have passed Jay Prentice on track.
Yep,
because now he's got no DRS.
It will be the brilliant scenario for Ricky to have Jay Prentice in between him and Ray Snipes. Now, Ray Snipes will definitely go for the move on the start-finish straight, I reckon.
Jay Prentice, I mean, if I was Ricky, I'd let Rage through here and then just pass DRS.
Yeah, Ricky will see that Ray Snipes got a 3-second time penalty. So nothing to worry about for now. Jay Prentice, it's Ray Snipes going for the same move once again. Ricky goes deep into the chicane. But Ray Snipes is just hurting himself the opportunity to make a move on the start finish straight. Look at Kitten.
Yeah, because he's got the ERS. He's gonna have, if I was Kitten, keep using your ERS, mate. We're down the inside.
And he gets past. Ray Snipes is shooting himself in the foot.
Rage pushed him off there. Rage hit the back of him. That's a bit off there. He did clip the back of him and forced Kitten wide. But I'm sure if Kitten wants to put that through, he'll say. But yeah, I don't know why Rage made the move. He had DRS to complete the move down the straight. Ricky was always going to do that. So you know, he's tried that move on Ricky 3 times now, and it's not worked. I would just think, right, okay, don't make the move here, just get DRS and pass it.
Yeah, it's definitely not smart racing from Ray Snipes here around Japan. And look at this, I said it before, Japan unfortunately retires in the pits. I said it before, lap 23, that the hard tires will be getting quicker. It's the end of lap 22 now, and Matty closed in within that crucial 1 second window once again. So this is probably the point where those hards will start to get quicker compared to the mediums. 9/10 it is now, so Matty will get DRS on the next lap. And Connell closed into Kitten as well. Kitten with the little push off and Tier 1 locking up his tires. It's definitely the end of those medium tires, and Connell is looking really promising to make an overtake for P5 in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I think this is where the tables turn, and it's Ricky very not out of DRS yet. obviously James there. I feel those hards are going to start to the table, and Matty is now 7/10 behind Justin. Justin's looking very squeamish on the rear end, and that is a telltale sign in that first sector. If you've got a guy that's got worn tyres, you're going to lose a massive amount of time in that first sector. And here we go. The tables have turned back into the hards.
Yeah, this is the crucial part for Matty to be in a sort of difficult scenario. Think about the championship. You're in front of Ricky, you're gonna gain points. Do you want to take the risk for fighting for that P1? You sort of need to, because you need to gain as many points as possible.
7 points.
Yeah, but overtaking will give you the risk of crashing or losing the car or anything like that, and that could be championship completely out the window. So Matty needs to play it smart. He's not gonna go for a risky move. He wants to have it 100% confident by making an overtake on Justin. So we'll be very interested to see where Matty is gonna make an overtake on a Red Bull in front. Ray Snipes is now 6/10 behind Ricky, is closing in ever so slightly lap by lap. So maybe Ray Snipes is gonna go for an overtake on the last laps as well. You never know.
You have to look out here for Justin and Rage not losing it in this first sector here. Because with their tyres, this is what's going to happen in the next. We've got 4 laps still to go, including this one. These mediums, he gets a bit of a moment.
Yep, with a little bit of dirty air, that's that's definitely not helping you through the S's.
Still, I think if the next few laps just going to get worse and worse, and even Rage now is struggling to keep on the pace of Ricky, where he's still in that ERS zone.
Yeah, he's crucial enough for him. He's still within a second, but I don't think he is having the grip to get past far in front, and knowing he's got a 3-second tap in as well. I should not risk it by causing another incident. I would just stay in P4. There's nothing to win anymore. Just keep it clean and make sure you don't pick up another penalty. Matty lost 3/10 on the last lap. He is definitely struggling with the dirty air, and Justin is just doing the best possible by staying in front and using his ERS everywhere he can. He's got 8% of ERS left. He is pushing this Red Bull to the absolute limit, and Matty is almost outside of the 1 second window. Justin is giving everything he's got to get away from Matty in P2.
Matty will be looking to use that ERS when, smartly, I reckon, second to last lap. Use it a bit more. Obviously, when the mediums, Justin will be getting slower and slower of each lap now. So save the ERS like he's doing now, and then lap 26, use it a little bit more so you can get yourself in a position to overtake in that DRS zone, starting that final lap.
Oh, Thibaut retired on the Casio Triangle. Don't know what happened there. So there's a lot of retirements already. Only 11 people left in this race. We started with 17. We've got a message from Dan that he got onto the grass coming out of 130R, and that caused a tank slapper, and he just couldn't save it anymore. So that's the reason why he retired. Nothing to do with anything else or anybody else. So that's at least some positive news, but unlucky for Dan that he couldn't finish his race, as he was the first retirement tonight. His teammate is doing a really good job, but can it be an even better job? He is still, crucially enough, within the 1 second window, just about 9.5 tenths. He's outside of the 1 second window, but he still gets DRS. That's really crucial, but he needs to push now. He needs to push on this lap to make sure he can make an overtake on lap 27, otherwise I don't see it happening.
Yeah, so this is the lap now. I think he's going to use that ERS to his advantage. He'll really turn it on now, because he wants to be in that position. He wants to be down that main straight next time by, lining him up for the move. So he's got a bit more to play there, obviously. Now he needs to catch up. What I would be is use quite a bit of the ERS going up after Spoon all the way up to 30R. Get yourself within those couple of turns, because Justin's got no power.
Yeah, we saw
Very
Justin
good.
doing the exact same on Matty when he made the overtake for P1.
You
Yeah,
see it
look
now,
at this.
Matty's using it.
Yep, he's
Gets up
using
in
it now.
position, and now backed off to save it again, and then he's going to use it so he gets right with Justin. And if he gets a good run out of Casio, there we go, using it again.
It's the championship leader trying to extend his lead even more to his opponent in P3.
Half a second, kind of only breaks too late.
Oh, is he close enough? That's gonna cost him definitely.
Yeah, messed it up completely.
Ran in too deep through the triangle, the CEO triangle, and I don't think Matty will have another opportunity to get past Justin.
Yeah, well he still has. He'll be after Spoon going to the final turn. If he just keeps the RS now, he still has another opportunity. And this is where the pressure is. This is what, if you've got the ball, you'll keep yourself focused here and not make mistakes. At the moment, Matty didn't have the tiniest of first sectors there. He's not going to have so much ERS this time round either, compared to Justin. To be fair, Justin is pretty even now, ERS.
Matty using all of his overtake right now to get as close as possible through Spoon curve. But is it gonna be close enough though? Oh, he uses a little bit too much on the inside, which is gonna drift him wide through the second curve, and I don't think he will be in the range of making an overtake.
No.
So if Justin is not gonna mess up, it will be a P1 for the Dutchman.
Yeah.
At Honda home soil, he's gonna take the victory. Japan will be loving it as he is gonna take victory here around Japan. Matty P2, Ricky crucially taking P3, Ray Snipes P4, which will probably turn into P5 as Kitten is only 5 seconds behind. Yes it is. Ray Snipes drops down to P5, Connell P6, Kelster P7, Jacek P7 as he overtakes Kelster on penalties, Healy P9. Charlie is gonna take the final point in this race, and Seigate is the last one to come across the line. And this is it for the tier 3 race. Oh, what an ending. Shit, Prentice in the chat who can't believe the fact he lost it through the S's. He is really disappointed, which is absolutely understandable, of course.
Now, it was it just shows you how tricky it is though to overtake around here.
Yeah, it definitely showed us. If the car in front has DRS, good luck by overtaking.
Qualifying's important.
It really is. So here it is, the final standings of today's race here around Japan. Justin is taking the victory for Honda around Japan. The scenes, Matty P2 crucial enough for the championship. He gets in front of Ricky, who is P3. Kitten, brilliant race from P10 towards P4 as a reserve, really well done. Ray Snipes P5, Connell P6, Jacek P7, Kelsweg P8, Healy P9, really good as well for the reserve Healy, and Charlie taking the final point in P10. Seigate P11, Thibaut P12, Cherprendis P13, Massa P14, Jissy P15, Pure Blaze P16, and then P17. Charlie takes the final fastest lap in the race as well, so he will get an extra point, so that's 2 points for Charlie, and Ferrari will be pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, good recovery from Charlie. Unfortunately, the strategy of going onto that hards early didn't work out with the safety car, and then chose to pit to go onto mediums, and yeah, got back into the points in the end.
Yeah, people in chat saying Kitten driver of today. I definitely agree. He drove a brilliant race, kept up with one of the championship contenders actually on those mediums. Big respect for him. He did a really, really good job. We're gonna invite these guys to the commentary box. Let's see. Add players. It was Justin in P1, Matty P2, Ricky P3. They are allowed to join the party. We're gonna get the Red Bull on screen. First time this season? I think it is. Ricky joined the commentary box already. It's waiting for Matty and Justin now to join as well. There is Matty, so it's only waiting for Justin. And there is Justin as well. For Justin especially, make sure your audio isn't allowed to be shared, and then we can start with the interviews very shortly. So, starting off with third place, Ricky, you had a pretty intense battle with Rage Nice, but before we come to that, you opted to go for the mediums in the first place to start on. You went on softs at the end of the stint. Unfortunately, you invalidated your lap time, and you crashed as well through the S section. Disappointed by starting on the mediums in P7, or was it still a good outcome for the race?
Well, I think I had pace for the front row on quali, and to be fair, I thought on the medium in P7, I thought I had a massive advantage because I could push that much harder from like laps 8 to like 12. So I thought that would be my window of jumping the lot. Yeah, so overall disappointed with quali. I mean, yeah, intense battle with Rage. Extremely fortunate that he did not spin either of us. Some absolute idiotic moves down the inside when there just isn't. It's just never ever going to come off. But yeah, it was an intense battle. But after some of the moves he made, I was getting my elbows out 100%.
Yeah, we saw you defending almost every single lap. You defended pretty well. Was it a mistake from Rage Snipes which allowed you to get in front because we saw him suddenly behind you? Was it him making a mistake or did you pass him on track because we missed that one?
No, he made a mistake. Turn 5, I think. No real pressure. I think he may have just touched the curb and lost the back end slightly. And I was just, yeah, going to take that all day. But yeah, didn't really have the pace to close in on the top two. Battling that hard, it's always going to compromise you. How much you can attack. So
yeah, do you think
I'll
that battling? Do you think that battling cost you a chance of taking the victory in this race, or was it always the case of Justin and Matty just pulling away because they had too much pace?
Well, it wasn't just Rage; it was Jay Prentice as well. They both had good pace, and yeah, it is an awkward track to overtake.
Yeah, we saw that one. Still taking P3, crucial points for the championship. Matty put out a little bit, but nothing to worry about. So congratulations on the P3, mate. Really well done.
Sorry.
Talking about Matty going towards P2 in this race, really well done, mate. Congratulations at the first place. Yeah, you were leading the way at some point during the race, but with Justin on the mediums, we had just too much pace through the middle part of the race. Was there any part in the race where you thought, I'm gonna take the victory back in this race, or were you just thinking about the championship and staying in P2?
Just trying to save up the ERS. It was like really hard to get it back round here for some reason. It's probably because I've not done enough running this week to realise that. Yeah, just trying to set up for the last lap, then made that big mistake, and that was sort of it really. I was just trying to focus on not picking up another warning for a penalty and trying not to spin on the two left-handed curbs like I had done in the practice done this week. So yeah, would have been nice to get the victory, but I think Justin probably deserved that, and he was managing his tyres really well. And yes, finishing, just saw Ricky and that were battling, so I thought I just need to just keep this on the road really, and just try not to make too many mistakes. Made a few, but not too bad.
Yeah, looking back at your race, do you think it was a wrong decision to go on to the hards, seeing that Justin could manage his tires or could manage the mediums towards the end of the race, or do you still think it was the right
safe
strategy?
option, mate. Safe option at that point. It was advising soft to hard. I wasn't really sure what was going on, and then, well, unfortunately, Danny was out at that point. He was like, "Oh, everyone's going to probably jump on the hards," and they did. A few of them jumped on the mediums, but you always think, "Oh, I can probably get them back towards the end." Depending on how they, as long as I can stay with them, depending how their tyre wear is, but just wasn't to be this time around. But content, I think, is the word I want to.
Content. I think that's a good way to round off the interview, mate. Really well done. Good points, solid points for the championship. Really well done on the P2.
Cheers, mate.
Going on to our race winner, Justin. First of all, really well done. Congratulations on the victory in today's race. You put off a perfect strategy by going on towards the mediums under the safety car conditions. You got past Matty. Was there any chance or any time in the race where you thought, I'm gonna lose this P1, or were you quite sure they were gonna take the victory towards the end of the race?
Well, at first, Matty and Prentice had good pace after that safety car restart, so I was just trying to get past Prentice at like the couple of first laps, but didn't manage to do that. And after saving some ERS, I finally did pass him in on the final straight. But yeah, going on to Matty, I was thinking like, I need to pass him really soon because I knew the tires were gonna, come back at the end of the race. So yeah, luckily I managed to pass him at the end of I didn't know what lap it was again, but yeah, I could manage that gap to 1.3 seconds and just try to get away. But at the end, he just came closer and closer. And yeah, like Matty said, ERS saving was just so hard. It was like 10-20% all the time.
Yeah, we saw that you were all at the front of the grid. At the front of the field were all really low on the ERS because you were all battling. Before this race, were you thinking about getting onto the podium or taking the victory, or was it a big surprise to you seeing the strong pace you had, especially through the race?
Well, I knew Rich Snipes did had a good pace also on his quarter lap, like he was 7/10 up to everybody. So I thought he would take that win from us. But yeah, on the end, I saw everybody going too harsh, and I knew I could do it on the mediums, but those tires will be around like 70 or 80%. But I knew I could manage them till the end to keep them alive, basically.
Yeah, you did a really good job, and it gave you the victory at the end. Really well done, mate. Congratulations, and enjoy this P1.
Yes, thank you, mate.
And with that, it rounds off the interviews for today. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Congratulations once again on the podium runners. And thank you, Lewis, for joining the commentary box with me. It was a pleasure as always.
Yeah, thank you very much. And well done, guys, on your podium positions. And we'll look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yep. If you don't want to miss anything from Console Speed, make sure you hit the follow button. Or if you feel very generous, make sure you subscribe to our Twitch channel and YouTube channel. Tomorrow we've got the AU2 and AM2 race. On Wednesday we've got AM1 and AU1, and on the Thursday we've got AU4. Follow us on social media to make sure when we are live. And as I always say, stay safe and goodbye.